So this was the first episode of the podcast that we recorded, and we didn't have the name yet, so there's not a proper introduction. So if you were wondering, that's why.
Okay, so let's start here. Let's go around the table. Everybody, we're talking about Buddy Holly by Weezer, and Babick just listened to it for the first time. And what are your thoughts on it, Babick? Tell us about your first time listening to Buddy Holly by Weezer, a song that you probably should have heard by now.
Well, I agree. I probably should have heard it before at some point. I just, for some reason, never have. It's pretty on
We need to do a
brand for
listening
me.
party for the fucking Blue album.
For the
after
Blue
this.
album,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not against that. Maybe not tonight, but I'm not against that, definitely. But
It's like 40 minutes. Why not tonight? It's like 5 where you are.
Yeah, but I don't know. My Ascension LP came in the mail today. I kind of want to go listen to that.
Understandable.
That's valid, but it's also only 40 minutes.
Well, what if I want to listen to it more than once, Jen? Huh?
You could listen to it more than once, but I don't think you'd have ears long enough to do it.
I listen to Merzbow. I'll be fine.
Okay.
I love that joke so much. It's really stupid, but
I listen to
can't get over
Merzbow,
it.
Boredoms. I should memorize the fucking list.
Yeah.
Death in
But,
June, Current 93, Nurse with Wound.
Every morning I wake up and open palm slam a record into the turntable. It's Pulse Demon by Merzbow.
Top. I hate this. Prior to listening to Buddy Holly by Weezer, I have never really listened to Weezer that much, if at all.
I mean, you definitely know some Weezer songs.
I'm
right?
probably familiar with Weezer songs, but only by faint memory, in which I would need to listen to the song to connect it in my brain.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I don't know.
Island in the Sun.
No, I mean maybe if I listen to it, I'll
Say
recognize
It Ain't So.
I don't know any Weezer song by name.
Say It Ain't So. Oh, come on, you know that song.
I need to listen to the actual thing though. But Buddy Holly, all right. It was okay. I can definitely understand why people would be messing with this, but I don't know. There's just something about the vocal performance and the way that he sounds. It's just I don't like his voice. I'm gonna be honest. Based off this first impression of this one song, I don't like his voice. I don't know
I'm glad
why.
that you found something to hate about Rivers Cuomo, because that'll be a long-running theme if you continue listening to Weezer.
I mean, maybe I'll listen to the Blue album.
Secret. His voice does not change.
Okay. I mean, maybe this is just a weird exception, but I'll probably listen to the Blue album and Pinkerton at some point. But based on this first impression, purely just this song, I like the instrumentation. It was quite nice. Made me rock hard. But not really a fan of the vocals.
You hear that? It made him rock hard.
You rocked hard.
Shut up. I realized it after I said it.
Weezer got Babick rock hard.
We're recording this too, so we have audio proof that
Rivers Cuomo's voice made Babick rock hard.
No,
the instrumental did.
Yeah, it was the instrumental. It was not Rivers Cuomo. I will say that.
Was there any particular part of the instrumental that got you rock hard so that I can exploit it?
Yeah, the guitar, definitely, 100%.
Well, you know who plays the guitar in Weezer?
Shut up! Don't say it, please.
Rivers Cuomo.
Oh God, damn it!
So I guess you could say Rivers Cuomo made you rock hard.
I want to stop now. I'm quitting this podcast right
now.
After a great start. Okay, Dawson.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell us. What do you think of Buddy Holly?
I fucking love Buddy Holly, bro. I will admit, recently I haven't listened to too much Weezer because I mean, as of late, what's been on rotation has been Reanimator, just constantly. But there was a time when I first heard Buddy Holly and the whole Blue album that I would just be listening to that shit over and over and over again. And Buddy Holly, I remember the first time I heard it when he started saying, "What's with these homies dissing my girl?" I was like, that's fucking stupid. And then I jammed anyway.
It is kind of a weird line to just take it. Well, I mean, I guess I'll save that for when we get into the lyrics.
Did we ever get an answer to that question?
To what
Why are they dissing his girl?
Why do they got a front?
Well, actually, I can answer that. I do know the answer to that question,
okay.
but we should save it for later. Does that sum up your thoughts?
No. almost. I think it's pretty good. Also, the bridge is fucking genius. Like they could have just had like a nice little like typical structure of a song, and then they were like, what if we like so, in this songwriting process, one of them went, and then they were like, what if we did that in the song but vocalized, and then they made a bridge out of it, and then a guitar solo.
Yeah, I guess there's like two bridges kind of because it's got the guitar solo, but I always forget about the like bang bang knock on the door or whatever part.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, I've got the lyrics and yeah, bang bang knock on the door,
Yeah,
another
it's the
big
beginning
bang,
of the
get down
bridge.
on the floor. Okay, yeah, I always forget about that part because whenever you said bridge, like immediately I thought of the guitar solo.
Right before that.
Right, yeah, right before that. Because the guitar solo I think has this really, really sick moment where it like everything cuts out except for the last couple notes of it right before the last chorus crashes in. I fucking love
Yeah,
that.
that's so fucking sick.
So I guess I'll take that and segue into I also love this song. It's like not I wouldn't say it's like my favorite on the record or anything, but it's I mean it's obviously a classic. Obviously I was super pissed off that Babick hadn't heard it or not pissed off, but like really like kind
Questioning.
of
You're like, what?
confounded by it. Like I'm just incredulous at this at the ignorance. I can't it's hard for me to just believe
The
Hold
ignorance.
up. It's
the
like when
sheer
Jen realized
ignorance.
I'd never listened to Illmatic. She's like, wait, what? What?
I mean, I don't even like Illmatic, but you still should have heard it by now, you know?
Well, Jen, I have some bad news for you.
What? Oh,
I have
fuck.
also not heard Illmatic.
I feel like this is a good point to bring up the fact that the only Beatles song I've listened to is Revolution 9, and by choice that is.
Right,
Huh?
but I mean, again, you say it by choice because you've
Well,
certainly
because
heard at least
okay,
10 Beatles
everyone
songs.
has heard Yellow Submarine simply by virtue of existing as a human on Earth.
And I thought the same was true of Buddy Holly, but you proved me wrong.
Okay, Buddy Holly is not as ubiquitous as of a song as Yellow
Yellow
Submarine.
Submarine's
I
like,
think
yeah.
I think it is.
I think you're wrong.
I think like Here Comes the Sun is more ubiquitous than Buddy Holly probably, but you could definitely arrange it in sort of a hierarchy where it's like Here Comes the Sun is at the top of the food pyramid and then Buddy Holly's kind of in the middle. And then like one step lower than that on the rung is Yellow Submarine. And then like 30 steps below that is Revolution 9.
Yeah. We should do an episode where I just list off things I haven't heard, and Jen's like, what? How?
We could make a whole episode out
We
of that.
could make an episode about that, but like I think the only people who are even going to listen to this are already in the Needle Drop server and they get enough
Yeah.
of that every day.
That is true.
Yeah.
I should just go in there and be like, I have never listened to a single David Bowie record, and some of them are gonna like, what the fuck?
It's okay. David Bowie was like a child molester.
Oh, here's one. I've never listened to a single Metallica record.
Metallica sucks.
You don't have to.
Damn.
Anyway, Buddy Holly, really, really great song, super ubiquitous song. Babick should have heard it by now.
That's true.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that.
All right.
Yo, is Jen's steak ready?
In 5 minutes, it'll be ready
Yo, let's go, Pog.
How do you have that precise of a timeline?
because he just came upstairs and said your steak's ready in 5 minutes.
Oh,
Damn.
that makes
You gotta
sense.
stop defaulting to damn.
Damn.
I'm already sick of it. I cannot imagine what our listeners would think.
Dude, I'm
I
gonna turn
think
into
we could
Gucci.
make that a catchphrase.
All right, so I think going into the lyrics is like is the next logical step here because we already touched on it earlier. I think it's definitely worth discussing because one of the worst things Rivers Cuomo has ever done is put a pen to paper. So
That is true.
what's with
True.
these homies dissing my girl? Why do they got a front?
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. What do we think about this?
I don't get it. Like, what is he trying to say?
So what he's trying to say, I mean, he's kind of appropriating some slang a little bit that he probably shouldn't. I don't know if that like counts as AAVE and that you're like not supposed to say that, but it's definitely like he's too white to be dropping that shit. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
reading the Genius annotation, like, this is the funniest shit ever. It just says, Rivers Cuomo, perhaps the most nerdy rock star to ever exist, opens the song with an... Fuck, I don't know how to say
Anachronistic.
that word. That word, yeah. I'm stupid.
Babick can't read.
Shut up. I mean, I can't, but...
And he proved us right by not finishing the annotation. Okay.
Oh shit. Usage
So-
of some rap lingo of the 1990s. There. That's all I'm gonna read because I feel like that's all necessary.
I mean, I guess that is all that's necessary. It's basically like he's saying that he's with his girl,
Yeah.
his girlfriend, or a close acquaintance of his who is female, as
I think we
specified
can
in the first line
assume
of the song.
girlfriend.
He's saying, why are they making fun of her? Why are they talking down on her? Why do they got to do that? Why are they fronting? You know, what did we
Yeah.
ever do to them? What did we ever do to these guys that made them so violent? It's why are they doing this? Why did they don't have a reason to do this, right?
Well, maybe Rivers gave him a reason to do it, and we just don't know about it.
No, now here's the answer to that. That is, I guess it kind of comes up later in the lyrics, but he's talking about it. If I'm recalling correctly, he's talking about a friend of his or like a girlfriend who was some of Asian descent, and they were making fun of her like in a racist way. But I don't think he's being much better in the second verse when he says, "Your tongue is twisted, your eyes are slit. You need a guardian." It's like, why is this? Why was this
Your eyes
allowed?
are slit. Huh.
I mean, he's making some really obviously racist, kind of weird stereotyped remarks and saying you need a guardian. Like now it's misogynistic. And now it's like I'm your protector.
Would not be the last time he does either of those things.
No, it wouldn't. It's very telling of the rest of his career. But I mean, it's terrible. It's catchy. He should have written something else because that's what I'm saying. Is like he's at least in the past has been such a fantastic songwriter, but as a lyricist, it's so shaky. He's got some fantastic lines in songs that are just terrible. It's very spotty, and I think this is kind of an example of that. Like some of the shit that he says he tries to assign so much meaning to, and some of it he openly admits doesn't mean jack shit. Like if you look at, you can even see if you've got the Genius page open right now, and you click on the chorus where it says, "I look just like Buddy Holly." It's literally just because he kind of looks like Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't disagree with him. He does kind of look like Buddy Holly, you know?
He does kind of look. He do be kind of look like
I
Buddy
can't
Holly. though.
disagree.
And he's saying, "And you're married Tyler Moore," because they were married until Buddy Holly, of course, unfortunately died in a plane crash.
Did Rivers Cuomo also die in a plane crash?
Not yet.
Not that we know of.
They had back in like 2010, 2012, there was a Weezer cruise.
I'm sorry,
So,
what?
there was a cruise. You could this is totally a thing. Like this is real. You can look this up. In fact, there's a Weezerpedia that goes into detail about it. It's really fucking funny. Let me find this.
God.
A Weezer
I
cruise.
hate that. I hate that.
It's
Why on
they got
earth
like a
would
bunch
you
of
want
Weezer
to
fans
do
to buy tickets and go on this cruise with them. And they would play like nightly shows, and they had like all these events. Oh, there was like theme nights. There was an 80s prom night. There was a mustache night.
There was a Blue Album
This
night.
is
There was a
great.
Buddy
Oh,
Holly night.
I
the
mean,
full schedule.
honestly,
You can see the whole schedule for it on here. This is so
yeah,
fantastic.
send the link. Send the link.
Please send.
All right. Yeah, let me drop it in here.
The
Oh
Weezer
my
cruise.
God, I hate
Weezer
this.
trivia. Fans fans split into teams such as the Little
What is-
Bitches and went
what is-
head to head to battle and who knows the most. The questions were quite difficult. That's
Can
all
someone
it says.
Can someone explain what free energy at 7 p.m. means?
You know.
It just says free energy on it, and that's all.
Oh, it's a band.
Oh, okay. That makes. I thought like they were just giving away energy. I'm like, wait, how does that work?
Wait, so they played a show. They played shows with these other artists, I guess, who also came on the cruise. Ozmo was there, Lou Barlow and Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr. and Sebadoh, Waves, the Antlers.
What?
This is so weird.
Rivers Cuomo. I want to go to Rivers Cuomo reading the Pinkerton Diaries live at 3 p.m. Ticketed event.
No way.
That
That's
seems
a
so
thing.
bizarre to me that he would do that because of how like intimate those are.
Why is there an 8 p.m. singles party at the sports bar? That kind of scares me.
Vow renewal with Scott. Couples could get together and have their vows renewed by Scott.
Okay. I want Rivers Cuomo to renew my vows with my loved one, please.
Weezer Q&A. Following the group photo, Weezer did a question and answer session on the Lido deck, giving fans an opportunity to have their very own press conference with Weezer. It's like whoever wrote this, like, kind of got it, and
River
then
Cuomo's wrote this. 100%.
they clearly wrote this in, like, their own words. They didn't, you know what I mean? Like, these are not using words that you would see in, like,
I
a
agree. These
Wikipedia
aren't using
article.
words whatsoever.
They're not using words.
Simple as that. These are all just symbols.
It's
These are
written
wing
in
words.
mathematics.
Yeah.
Karma police arrest this man. Ugly sweater night. Many fans don custom-made Weezer sweaters that were quote-unquote ugly.
Custom
Wait, they said
made.
quote unquote and then put actual quotes around the word ugly.
Yes, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
God.
Shuffleboard with Pat. Fans who participated in the shuffleboard tournament and made it to the finals got to hang out with Pat as he hosted the finale to the tournament.
Dude, imagine winning a tournament and then your like reward is hanging out with a member of Weezer.
I love that this is like somebody trying to recount the events of something that happened. Like clearly, the person who was, I think one of two things happened here. Somebody who was really excited about being on the Weezer cruise went on to the Weezerpedia page and then edited all of this, or like wrote it all, or somebody like there used to be really active Weezer forums, I know, and Rivers was active on them too. But anyway, I think it sounds like they were like aggregating all this information just based on personal accounts and then threw it in there. Like, because like look at the 80s prom night section. Everyone put on their best 80s outfit and met up in the disco lounge for a fun party that lasted into the early hours of the morn. You could spot Pat and Rivers in a full captain outfit if you looked closely. It's like
I'm kind of
That's
mad
not-
I wasn't at Mustache Night. I want to be there now. I want to be at Mustache Night.
I like to take that sentence as Pat and Rivers wearing the same costume together, and they were just really tall, but you didn't actually have to look closely because one was on the other's shoulders.
I just noticed there's a section that's just one sentence. It's bad timing. Did you guys see this?
Where?
The cruise set sail after a tragic accident with another cruise line, the Costa Concordia.
The Costa
Oh, God.
the Ballad of the Costa Concordia.
Yes, exactly. The very same.
Car seat headrest episode. It's been a car seat headrest episode this whole time, Babick. We tricked
All right,
you.
so the
shit.
Ballad of the Costa Concordia, which is track 10 on Teens of Denial. What do we all think of this song?
It's a banger.
I think it is a song that is on a car seat headrest record, and that it is in some way related to Will Toledo. In some way, I don't know what way, but in some way.
Okay, so I feel like it had to be personal account because nobody was around to write the second one. There's just one little subsection. Weezer Cruise 2. Oh, wait, no, it's a subsection of a subsection. Additional cruises, and then underneath that is the heading Weezer Cruise 2. A second Weezer cruise sets sail February 13th to 17th, 2014, from Florida to the Bahamas, with via Rose Tours aboard the Carnival Fascination. It featured similar shows and events. One major difference was the island show in Nassau, the Bahamas. The song Back to the Shack, the first single of their at the time forthcoming record, Everything Will Be Alright in the End, was debuted live on the island. Another big event was the 20th birthday party for Weezer, featuring a cake along with Rivers in a wig as a throwback to the old school bowl cut he used to sport around 1994. But that's it. That's all we get. I feel like that's not enough for me to really know what it was like to be there. Like, I already know what it was like to be on the cruise coming from the
Because
rest
you
of
were there.
this. I mean, I
Jen
may
was
as well
there.
have been. I've read the article. It's the same thing, but
Yes.
Yeah.
they've even got the full schedule there. It's like I just print this out and pretend that it's like memorabilia from when I was actually
You're like, yeah,
on the
I was
Weezer
at the
cruise.
Free Energy show at 8 p.m. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was.
I was at the Rivers reading live Pinkerton Diaries at 3 p.m.
Oh, I forgot. Midnight Movie with Brian. Fans could watch a late night flick with Brian, Young Frankenstein, on the Lido deck via a giant screen. Many fans turned out in their Weezer Snuggies.
Weezer Snuggies are the thing?
I mean, they must be, because
I'm
many
Googling
fans
this.
turned out in them.
Weezer Snuggies. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I hate this. It's literally just
Wow.
Snuggies that say Weezer on them.
Please post a picture of it.
I'm posting a picture of it.
Please,
This is
God.
so bad.
Yes.
Why is there a Devo?
Yes.
God, I hate this.
Oh,
hate
that's where that
this.
picture comes from. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's
Okay.
fantastic.
This is
Okay, we're
horrifying.
getting a little bit off track here, certainly.
I feel
but
like
that's, I mean,
I feel
that's
like that's part of the. I feel like that. I feel okay. Not gonna lie, the fact that we got off track and went to Weezer Cruise is kind of on brand for us, just as people. And
No, I mean,
friends.
like, that's how it's supposed to be. That's completely how this shit is supposed to be. You don't talk about the song for the entire time. It just leads you off tangents. And then you get
Okay.
back to the song. So right now I'm circling back around to the song. I skipped over the pre-chorus a little bit. It's just woohoo, but you know I'm yours. Woohoo. And I know you're mine. Woohoo. And that's for all the time? What? I always thought it was that's for all of time. That's
No,
for all the
not
time
a
is so
time.
much clunkier.
Oh God,
I'm never
yeah,
gonna
I
be
just
able to hear the
realized
song the same way again.
in the third Snuggie picture, he's definitely just like holding someone's foot.
Yes.
I'm-
Based on the continuity of the previous photo, I'm assuming it's River's feet.
oh
Yeah,
God,
no, I mean like that was the image that I was getting. So, okay. It does have one good message at least amidst all the racism and celebrity comparison. It says, "I don't care what they say about us anyway." I don't care about that. I think that ultimately what Rivers is trying to say in his really, really weird, twisted, racist, misogynistic, misguided way is that you should just be yourself and not care what anybody says. Like,
that is a good piece of
why are
advice.
these homies dissing my girl? Why do they got a front? We didn't do anything to them. We're just being ourselves.
Yeah,
And they're
but
just making fun of us.
what if yourself is just a massive asshole? Then like, I don't know.
Well, then you did do something to make them front on you. Then it's fair.
Okay,
And
that
they
makes
should have
sense.
been an asshole to Mr. Weezer himself because he's being a racist asshole in this song, but not her. She was being nice. I mean, we
Yeah,
assume she was being nice at least. I'm sure she wasn't being racist.
who is the she? That's the real question.
Um, the she in this song is sh- I guess it's not specified in the Genius annotations or anything. Wait, I love when people like go way too in depth and try to find meaning in like, have you guys seen Breaking Bad?
No.
I've seen some of it.
Okay, just know that like during the whole run of Breaking Bad, there were people who were like overanalyzing the shit out of it
Yeah,
to the
as with
point
every
that
show.
people would make these images that had like fake analysis. Like one of my favorites was like there's just a scene where they're like eating dinner or something, and there's a salt shaker, and someone circled it and was like, the salt shaker represents that Walt is in a shaky situation or something like that.
I hate that.
So on here, the Genius annotation, it says, on the line, "You need a guardian." Cuomo uses a falsetto that makes it sound like his voice is cracking. This weak vocal undercuts the bold protective statement the lyric makes. Rivers is both displaying bravery and revealing fear.
No, I think it's just he's not a very strong vocalist.
No, yeah, I think that's exactly what it was.
I am gonna have to agree.
I think that, I mean, like you said earlier, when you were like, I hate to break it to you, Babick, but it just sounds, he sounds the same on every song. Uh, he does. He doesn't have an incredible range.
Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that if you can get down with
No,
that.
and I mean, he certainly gets by with it, but if you don't like his voice, you're not gonna like his voice for anything else unless you get Stockholm Syndrome to it.
I mean, there is always that like I think the small chance that like this was kind of an exception to the rule, but then again, that is a small chance if you guys are saying his
I've heard, like, the
voice is the
entire
same.
Weezer I think I've heard the whole discography. Like, besides all the weird, like, B-sides and stuff, I've heard every album for sure. And, that's like 14 albums.
Oh, that is a lot, yeah.
I've
So
wasted
much.
so much time. Okay, so chorus again, "I look just like Buddy Holly and you're married Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that." But then the bridge, which has no annotations because I don't think anybody knows what it means. Uh,
I don't think Rivers knows what it means.
I don't either. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Bang, bang, knock on the door. Another big bang, get down on the floor. Oh no, what do we do? Don't look now, but I lost my shoe. I can't run and I can't kick. Okay, so the way I'm interpreting this is like someone's knocking on the door. Like maybe it's like the homies that were dissing his girl.
I think it's Alexis Marshall.
I wonder how old was Alexis Marshall at the time. I think he's like in his late 30s right now, and this was 25 years ago. So yeah, he would have been like 14.
I think Alexis Marshall is banging on the door of Rivers Cuomo, screaming, "Let me in!" That is exactly what's happening.
Another big bang. It's just Alexis punching through the door.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. I can get down with that. I can get down on the floor just like Rivers.
Or the lyric "I lost my shoe." It would have to be a pretty big bang. So, what I'm proposing is it's actually a connection to "My Key's Your Boyfriend." Half the street was under my nails. There was an explosion there. I'm trying to remember the other lyric in that song.
I was thinking you were gonna go in the other direction with that and make it about the Big Bang Theory.
Oh god.
And you were like, now stay with me here. Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state.
Now, okay, no, I'm gonna do that now, and then we're gonna cut out the other part.
No, fuck off.
So
We're not
there's
cutting out any of
another
this.
another Big
So I
Bang. Get
think
down on the. Shut up.
I think look at their lyric I lost my shoe, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It would have to be a pretty big bang. Theory, Sheldon, Bazinga. Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state.
Am I allowed
And
to
nearly
remove
14
Peanut from the
million years
podcast?
ago,
Yes.
Okay. Bye, Peanut.
expansion started. That's
Fuck.
all I know of the. Yeah, I'm the owner of the server. You
Peanut
can't
made the
do
fucking
anything to
server. I
me.
can't remove it.
Another Big Bang. Get down on the floor. Oh no, what do we do? Don't look now, but I lost my shoe. So he's lost his shoe. Why did he lose his shoe? We've
Because
established
he's
that it's a really
Well,
big bang, or
maybe
maybe
he's really stupid and just like bought 3 sizes too big and it kind of just flew off his foot.
maybe they're busting in and they're trying to run away, but then he loses his shoe. Like, yeah, I guess don't look now probably like implies that they're looking backwards. Or like he's saying like don't look now because we need to keep running in that direction. But I lost my shoe, so I can't run and I can't kick. I can't run anymore. I can't defend myself. What's the matter, baby? You feeling sick? She's getting worried about the situation. What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? You? What's the matter, babe? Are you feeling blue? Obviously, a
Blue
reference to the
Album.
album. Yeah,
Blue
I'm glad we're all on the
Album.
same page here. And
It
then
makes sense.
guitar solo. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's for all the time. That's for all the time, which once again I think is really clunky. I totally thought it was all of time. I'm gonna pull out my actual. I'm gonna actually go and get my copy of the record and see. I'll be back.
Okay.
Mine is 2 feet away from me, so I'm gonna do that faster.
I don't own this on physical, so I'm just gonna kind of sit here and wait for them to grab their physicals.
Okay. Let's take a look.
All right, let's see. I've got my copy of the Blue Album here. I'm hoping has. Oh, it doesn't have a fucking lyric sheet.
Mine also doesn't have a lyric sheet. Fuck.
What the? It's got like it's got a fold out insert, but
Yeah,
the
it's
fold
got
out insert
the
it's
little
blank on the
poster.
inside.
Is it the little poster of like their?
Oh, it's supposed to be a. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Because I had a different pressing of this where that was the inner sleeve, so I guess I was just used to it being an insert, but I sold that press, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we probably both have the same one that's in print right now. Fuck.
Is yours like blue?
Yeah. There's a couple different shades on there. A couple of them are shirts, some are jeans.
Yeah, I think we.
They don't
the
have
same.
feet.
Yeah, they don't have feet. Okay, yeah, we got the same one.
Did you know there actually is a version of the Blue Album where their feet are showing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a Japanese press or something.
Hmm.
Anyway, chorus just repeats anyway. So, I mean, overall, I don't think the lyrics are like good or
I
excellent.
have
Like,
to
I
agree
think
there.
I really like the message of, I think it's a good message. Standing up for yourself, or well, I guess he didn't because he ran away, but at least
Standing up for your girl and then running
standing up
away.
for your girl. Yeah, why do they got a front? But there's like totally some embedded racism and misogyny that like I don't know if at the time that was I guess I wasn't alive in 94, so I don't know if at the time that was acceptable or if it's just totally whack shit. But it's a little weird now.
At the end of the day, song still fucks.
No, it does. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a fantastic song. I mean, it's also like I'm trying to think through the other tracks on the album. I don't think any of them start out as immediately as this one does. He's like all four instruments, I guess if you count like the vocals as an instrument here. I guess I'm sort of thinking like that because I've got the Guitar Hero mic. But
Yeah.
all four
They're
instruments
not supposed to know.
start on the first beat. It just immediately with the "What's with these homies dissing my girl." It's like everybody comes in at the same time.
I think the
And
"What's with these homies" line wouldn't work as well as it barely does if there was like a build up to it. Like you got to just get right into it with that. You got to get it out of the way.
that's kind of yeah. I
No.
think it's just like tearing the Band-Aid off, and then once you're in there, if there was any build up to the Band-Aid, you know how like the pain is always worse when you're anticipating it. If you were
Yeah.
sitting there for like 30 seconds of intro and then Rivers said that, it probably wouldn't be as good a song.
No, they needed a skit in the intro of like him talking to whoever these other people are that are dissing his girl, of just like them talking to
Actually,
each other.
funny you should say that. we should
God damn it.
have had you watch the music video if you didn't. It's
I just looked on Spotify.
the music video is like they went to the set of Happy Days or like recreated it or something, and it was like they did this whole 1950s thing at the fucking sock hop or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And there's a whole like minute of dialogue before the song starts.
Oh God.
And it's kind of a funny dichotomy how they have like the whole 1950s shtick and then they bust into this very, very 90s distortion power pop ballad. Ballad's not the right word, jam, banger.
When
Banger.
you said sock hop, my mind went to Fireflies by Owl City, and I stopped listening.
Damn.
Keeping a tally for every time he does that damn thing.
Yeah. It's on brand. It's my slogan now.
You put that on a shirt.
Yeah. Those shirts literally exist. It's
I
just
mean,
white
probably.
shirts that say damn on them.
I should buy one of those and wear those for every podcast episode.
And nobody would know.
Not only me. Unless we move to video podcasts, in which case I'd proudly present it every single time.
Of course
I
you
don't
would.
think we do video podcasts because sometimes I don't want to look good, and I just want to sit there and talk into a microphone.
Yeah, I don't think I look very good right now, probably.
Damn.
I look like a fucking.
You fucking did it again.
I
Damn.
look like. Nope.
Shut up. Whatever. Okay.
You're
Buddy
you're gonna
Holly.
have to
Alright,
get used
Buddy
to
Holly.
that, Jen.
Buddy Holly Weezer. So he comes in really immediately, and I've got to have a lot of respect for that. The chord progression isn't anything like super special, but I am kind of a sucker for songs that are in like it's definitely played like a half step down on the guitar. It's in in E flat standard tuning, and I fucking love when songs are like that. I don't know
Those are
why. I'm
good.
just a sucker for it. Automatically, you will make me like your song so much more if you can play it in what I consider to be kind of a darker shade of tonality. I know that's a really abstract way of describing it, and I'm only making sense to myself, but I'm
I
saying my
understand.
thoughts, goddammit.
Say those thoughts.
I am saying those thoughts, and I'm being those
Yeah,
thoughts.
go Jen.
There's
Fuck yeah.
there's a Brockhampton
Feminism.
B side that is a half step down.
There's a what?
A Brockhampton B side, where it's a bareface cut, and it's a half step down.
Quiver? No, that's Caper
Yeah.
1.
No, I'm pretty sure it's E flat tuning.
Oh, yeah, you might be right. Let me think about it. Yeah, it is. You're right.
Fucking banger of a song though.
Yeah, I love that goddamn song.
Like that little that little thing he does on the
Oh my
guitar.
Back in like 2017 when that was all happening and that like short film dropped, that song, like someone made the little bootleg of that song or of all the songs on that, and I just listened to that song over and over and over again. Like that Bareface could make me melt so much. I can't believe I didn't know that I was trans. I was such a fucking sucker. I think at the time I didn't even know that I was gay. I just was like I am a huge fan of Brockhampton.
That should have been your
And
first.
Bareface makes me melt. I would probably go gay for him, but I'm not gay.
That man's voice is deep, like his talking voice.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right.
You wouldn't think it like with the high ass notes that man hits, but like shit. Like he could do an ASMR thing.
He could do a
Just
much
talk.
better version of Buddy Holly.
That's true.
Like
I
I
wanna
think
hear one,
whenever
man.
he hits that falsetto note, it probably wouldn't have as much poetic meaning to the genius annotators, though,
That's true.
because there wouldn't be that dichotomy where it's like he's he would just be really nailing the note, and then all of a sudden now the narrative of the song where he's like running away from these people and loses his shoe doesn't make any sense, because how am I supposed to believe that Bareface is going to lose his shoe when he's running away when he's obviously this Chad?
That's true.
Maybe he wants to lose his shoe. Maybe it's like a Cinderella type situation.
Maybe it is well, no, because he's already got his girl with him. Maybe they're
Yeah, why would he-
polyamorous.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know that. So
Is Quiver one chord or no? Not one chord. Is
It's
Quiver
two.
chords?
It's
Two chords.
it's like an E flat and an A flat.
Okay, because I I tried learning that song and I found a YouTube tutorial where the guy was like, "It's 2 chords," and I was like, "Sick," and then I found, like, a tab that was like, "It's more than 2," and I was like, "I don't know who to believe."
I don't know.
But
I've always played it as 2, but whatever. It's probably been like almost 3 years since I've played that song. Okay, so the chord progression we talked about, I really like the tuning and, the key it's in. I guess ultimately what it boils down to is the key, which is a choice that I really appreciate. The fucking distortion and fuzz on that track. I know that it like has been said to death, but they kind of took what everybody in the previous decade of like power pop music had been doing and then upped it a notch with those guitar tones, and I think everybody has been kind of copying them since.
yeah.
Like even a lot of Jeff Rosenstock's work owes itself to Weezer.
Yeah, I mean, we bag on Weezer a lot, but, like, they have been extremely influential.
No, exactly. I mean, there's so much in music that we owe to Weezer. Like I always think about it in the sense that like Weezer's first album came out in '94 and Oasis's first record came out in '94. And '94 was also like a couple months before both of those things happened. Cobain committed suicide, and Nirvana was the biggest band in the world. And I don't think we've had a band as big as Nirvana since. Like when no cultural icon has been as big a deal as Nirvana since then. And so everybody was just like, "Well, what the fuck are we gonna do now?" Like everyone has like 2 months to mourn the loss, and then all of a sudden, I think it was in like June or something. I think he killed himself in April, and then like in June, the Blue album dropped. And so in America, everybody latches onto Weezer, and they're the next big thing. I think it was the Sweater Song was their first single, and it was a super like the video's cool because Spike Jones directed it. It's like all one shot, and it just moves around the band, and it was recorded in like double time, and they slowed it down. And so everybody was like, "Okay, now we've got Weezer." And then in Britain, they were like, "Okay, well, we've got Oasis or whatever." And that was like the Britpop thing that it started. But we had bands like Weezer. They were like the first super popular. I'm going to be talking out of my ass here when I say this, so this is probably not true. But I think they were for that brand of like radio rock music, they were the first ones that made people feel super comfortable to be kind of a skinny white nerd bitch type. Like, there's even "In the Garage" on the record. Like, I know, Babick, you
Yeah.
haven't heard it, but, like, "In the Garage" is a song just all about being a nerd and feeling safe in your garage because you can play D&D and have your fucking posters of Kiss, and that's, like, okay. And so a
Yeah.
lot of people really identify with it. So, I mean, there's a lot that not only from music, but we owe culturally to Weezer in that regard.
Which now is quite, if only they kept being a good band.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Weezer right now is not, like I mean, they're not as huge as they were in the '90s, but they're still pretty big. They're, like, still a household name. I think everybody knows who they are because they still get radio play, not only for their old stuff, but, like, I think their first charting hit or their first number 1 in the last decade was the cover of Africa.
Mhm.
And that's a whole interesting story in and of itself because there's just this 14-year-old girl on Twitter who kept tweeting like, "Hey, you should cover Africa. Hey, you should cover Africa." And then they did it, and then all of a sudden their career became relevant again. Like, they owe her so much. Imagine being that girl and all you get is, like, a little spot on the 5 o'clock news.
Damn, dude.
They should give her
Seriously.
royalties.
Yeah, I wonder, like, I should go check out and see if that Twitter like, if she has a personal one to see what she's up to and if she gets royalties off that. What if we did a podcast where we talked about every Weezer song?
Oh, no.
Oh god. Well, that would first of all, that would require me to listen to every Weezer song. God, that'd take a
But
while.
you would
But
only have to do it 1 a week, and I mean, we just did an entire I don't know how long we've been talking, but it's definitely been long enough, and you would only listen to it just the one time. And I mean, think about, like, on say, like, Blink 155 because that was the model I was thinking of. They usually have a segment where they talk about the song for a while, and then they go into live performances of it, and if, like, they watch a couple of them or just, like, skim them to see if they were any good or bad, to see if they can even pull off the song live, and then they look into covers, and usually they'll research the covers beforehand to check out which ones are funny or interesting. If they suck, like they'll go really deep for the videos that have like no
Oh my God.
views.
That is
We're gonna watch
so
every
much.
single cover of Buddy
And so
Holly
they just
to
pick
ever
out a couple
exist.
of really interesting or shitty or annoying, whatever makes for the best entertainment, and then comment on them. And then they do final thoughts, and then they go into the guest segment. And I think, what if we reached out and got the girl from the Twitter account as a guest and
Oh
interviewed her?
gosh, that'd be interesting.
I think I could do a one-on-one interview. I've got pretty good like communications. I've got experience doing it.
do it.
No balls, you won't.
God,
No
that'd be
balls.
so fucking funny.
No balls.
No balls.
No balls.
I
No balls.
wish. Genuinely, I wish.
Genuinely, I get it.
Oh my shit! Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so I gotta go eat my steak, so I'm gonna truncate this a little bit. But let's say final thoughts real quick. I'll start. Final thoughts. Buddy Holly is a great song, if a little bit racist, and I think that maybe when they do it live, they should change the lyrics.
Hmm.
But obviously, it's a classic. I don't think anybody's gonna deny that it's a classic. Even you, Babick.
I mean, I can't deny it's a classic. Like there are tons of classic songs I've never listened to. Obviously,
Objectively, it's a classic song.
yeah,
It's true.
I can't debate against that. At least not like a good debate.
I agree with Jen on this one. It's a classic. It's a fucking banger. One of the few perfect songs out there aside from the lyrics, but I can ignore that because I'm jamming so hard.
I mean, yeah. Like when I think about the instrumentation, like it jams pretty hard. But like now that I know the lyrics a little bit better, I feel like every time I listen to it now, I'm just gonna be like, wow, Rivers Cuomo's kind of racist.
See, I don't think he's like racist in the sense that he feels like, well, no, that's an argument for another day because he definitely does get into some power dynamic shit on Pinkerton.
Oh boy.
Oh, does he ever?
Because I mean,
No,
like,
I'm curious, but
I'm taking a class right now, a sociology course on like race and ethnicity, and so the definitions that I've learned to kind of separate the ideas are that racism is prejudice. Well, okay, so like harboring these differences towards people and a hatred, or like treating somebody not treating somebody differently, but just like hating somebody for whatever reason or thinking less of a person, is like that is prejudiced. But if you have any kind of power dynamic over that person, that's when it's racist. And if you act on that power dynamic and uh it becomes discrimination, essentially. So where do we think Rivers stands on this song? I think he's just being kind of stereotyping and stupid. But I think there are points on Pinkerton, and obviously Babick, you need to hear it. But I think there are points on Pinkerton where it's very racist.
Yeah. On
okay.
this song, it's nothing more than just him being a fucking dumbass about it. Like the your eyes are slit. Like
It's
it's
such a terrible
it's
line. Like, why would he
such an
say that?
awful line,
It's
and
so
and
horrible.
it kind of treads into like power dynamic territory with "You Need a Guardian," but there's no
Oh
implication that that's
yeah,
actually happening. He's suggesting it, but I don't. It doesn't seem like that's
yeah, that's a
going
good
on
point.
in the canon of the song. Pinkerton is a different story.
Pinkerton's a
Uh,
very different story.
that man. well, we'll get into that another day. Maybe. Who knows?
All right, cap it off here.
Yeah.
Or,
Sure.
I mean, did we all give final thoughts? Babick, did you say anything?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't much, but I did say something.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think.
And cool. Let's
Damn.
just end it there. Yeah.